Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Thursday market webcast. Okay, so daily chart, you can see the yellow line here. That's the lower Bollinger Band. We're basically on the fourth session of a pretty stiff band ride. They sold it off nice and hard last night on the president's speech and the travel ban and things like that. They've not taken it limit down. They've tried. They've bumped into it. It's basically at 0.5. But they've been able to keep a bid underneath it, pop it back up a couple of times, as high as 45. And as I sit here about 7:15 in the morning Eastern time, taping this, we're sitting at 26.16-ish. Hourly chart, we're we're underneath a ton, and we just keep dealing with the lower band, trying to turn it into support and then slipping below. And that's that is the recipe for a lower band ride. We've actually spent if now this is an hourly chart. If you zoom it out a bit, and I haven't even zoomed it out a bit, you've got the move down to limit down, okay? The second lower low. Okay, so we were limit down here. Then we did that 7% down, slightly lower low off the next open. You could argue that for the next couple of days, in its own insane way, we were basically range bound in a 100 handle range, and we've broken down from that range last night, and now we're dealing with basically 2600. So my rule of 10 continues to apply, and for those of you that are brand new, thank you for joining this. Basically, you can take any number on the board right now and divide it by 10, any range, any set of handles, and you can kind of see how it would normally be trading in a typical market. So 100 handle range is a 10 handle range, 40 handle chop is 4 handle chop, and it's insane. It's volatile. It will eat your lunch if you let it, but that's kind of the movements of the tape. So if you think of this as a 10 handle chop range that is broken down into their 10 to 15 handles to the downside, what I would expect to see is at some point during the week, 2700 get a test, some kind of a bear market rally type of a thing, see if they can defend that, and then see if they can try lower lows. You see the hourly mid band trying to be resistance and stay resistance. We traded on either side of that for a few days. We're well below the 9-day. We're well below weekly pivot. We're well below everything here. And until this market sees some geopolitical stabilization, they're going to continue to keep it heavy. The trick is they'll continue to keep it heavy until they want to buy it, and then they'll rip it for a biggie, like the move from 26.25 back up to 28 and change, which is what you saw here. That's 225 handles right here. It doesn't look like much, but it's a lot. And then they did it, basically did it again. So violent bear market rallies are going to happen. I think 2700 needs a look. I think this hourly midband needs a look. Is it going to get a look? I don't know. Am I anticipatorily buying it, looking for that? Absolutely not. So right now I'm flat. We traded last night. Did well. Didn't even catch the initial move. I was busy. Ended up doing 68 handles anyway. Yesterday was another good day. So we're just going to continue to monitor this thing. I think you got to be patient. I think you got to be really risk focused. We use 5-handle disaster stops on every trade we take, and every once in a while, do we take that -5? Sure, that is the cost of doing business in a volatile tape. But what we're not doing is trading it with no stops, adding to losers, and basically blowing ourselves up. It's been look, we do well. This kind of volatility plays right to our wheelhouse, but it doesn't play to the wheelhouses of a lot of people out there. And what I've tried to do, what I've tried to say to people out there is, you just have to, you got to be patient. You can't make any assumptions about the tape. You can't, you're going to need some confirmation when this is eventually, reached a point where they're ready to rally it. And that may be today or tomorrow or 3 weeks from now. You need some confirmation that you've got a bounce that is sustainable, and the only way you're going to figure that out is rallies, higher lows, higher highs. And that may only get you, that's probably only going to get you back to some kind of a lower high. But don't be too anxious to just dive back in because everything's going to be okay. I mean, is everything eventually a buying opportunity? Absolutely, of course it is. Of course it is. But I would emphasize patience. As far as what we do, use your risk, use your markers, respect price. We got to keep an eye on the lower Bollinger Band. You got volume weighted average price is up around that 2680 area. So is it ripe for a bounce? Sure. Could we do the extra 2% and go 7% limit down off the open? Sure. We could do anything. Make no assumptions. No anticipatory trades. If you want to get long on what you think is going to be support, make it be support. Then have it go up. Then get in. Because if it's the right move, in this kind of volatility, it's going to ride enough to get you very well paid anyway. If you want to get short, make it come in. Make it confirm that resistance. Make that lower high. And then short it on the way down. I'm not saying short it in the hole. I'm saying, can you wait for it to stop going up? Or can you wait for it to stop going down? What you'll find in that situation is you have a better entry. You'll be able to get your risk out and get profit taken faster, which will take the pressure off. And then you end up in runners that can be very profitable. All right. Everybody take care. Have a great day. Be safe out there. Trade them well. Come check out the room. Lots of new trials converting to subscribers and people coming back that, it's a great place to trade. And if you trade this stuff, I think you're doing yourself and you're trading a disservice by not at least checking us out. Take care. Trade them well. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princetontrader. Check us out on Facebook and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade them well.